Okay, so as I say every week, we've kind of put last week to rest, and now it's on to Louisiana Tech. I've known Skip Holtz since I was a graduate assistant at Notre Dame, and is a tremendous football coach. Has won at a number of stops, and I believe he would have won it at South Florida had he been given enough time. They're well coached offensively. What Coach Peterson does is came from Marshall, going to be exactly what we saw last week within reason. And then defensively, Kim Dameron's a guy that's been around a number of years, and you can see their defense really improving. They're similar to our defense in terms schematically, but it's going to be a real challenge to us. Got a really good staff. It's a program that's had success, and we're excited about the opportunity to go over to Ruston and give ourselves a chance to get a win.
Questions?
What things on defense specifically do they present that concern you the most coming into Saturday?
Well, they play hard. They don't give up a lot of big plays when you watch them play. Like I say every week, the sign of a good team is when it looks like they enjoy playing for each other with attitude and energy and body language. And you see that. You see guys flying around to the ball. And that's the thing that presents most problems is how hard they play. Not really schematically, but getting our guys to play at that level.
Coach, you talk about breaking the season into 4 quarters, and this will be the last game coming up of that third quarter. So how important is it to see a strong performance from your team on Saturday?
Well, it is, and you get to the point now where it's the hardest part is where we're at in terms of our record. It's hard to keep breaking up the quarters. At one point, you were trying to break it up to kind of piece together and win that quarter. That becomes obviously a lot more difficult with the struggles we've had. But obviously, we've got 4 games left, starting with the last game in the third quarter, to try to build a little bit of momentum and for next year and for our seniors to go out the right way. And we've just got to play better football.
And what specifically do you see, maybe on Saturday that you can, build some momentum from?
Man, it's hard. No, I mean, build momentum from. Again, do I think there's been some improvement in areas? Yes. Some of our younger players have improved. In others, we've regressed. Then that's our job, is to figure out how that's happened, why it's happened, and how we can keep moving forward. And so, do I think that Nick Mullins progressed as a quarterback? Yes. Do I think he took steps forward? Yes. In a lot of ways, still making mistakes, but I think he progressed. And I think there's some of our younger players that are progressing. It's just we're not where we need to be right now as a team.
You always preach energy and effort. What'd you think of Emmanuel Johnson's effort running
Tremendous.
down?
I mean, he didn't give up on the play. That's when you put up, what you want out of your team, and it's 28-0. Probably insignificant in terms of the outcome of the game, but a guy that chases it all the way down and punches the ball out says a lot about him, and that's what you want to see out of your team. And I think we've had some of that, and we're going to continue to ask that of our team, and that's got to be our staple, is what we talk about all the time: toughness, effort, discipline, no excuses, finish. And the effort has continued to be there. There's just some things we have to continue to do better.
That wasn't the only play like that. There was a play in the second half where Kalen Reed was chasing a guy down, and the score was out of hand, and he ultimately missed the guy, but he gave it everything he had. You're talking about a guy who's coming off an injury or might still be playing with an injury, who's giving it everything he's got. So that's got to be encouraging to see.
It is. We have guys that like to play the game. We certainly, from an effort standpoint, from an energy, from an attitude, from a body language, has been good. Our weeks of practice have been good. We just haven't obviously done enough things well to give ourselves a chance to win. And at one point it was strictly offensively, and now that's carried over to defensively for a number of reasons. And then as guys have had to elevate as our special teams players to now playing on defense, our special teams from a personnel standpoint have taken a hit. And so we've struggled in a number of areas. It's not that simple just to say, okay, we get this fixed, okay, we're cooking. That's not it. But again, the only chance you have is to just continue to move forward, to coach them, and for us to go to the practice field and give us every chance we have, give us every opportunity to move forward, and that is with all phases of our team.
Kind of a homecoming of sorts for you, or I guess in a way, if you want to look at it like that, Saturday, right?
Sure. We have a number of our guys that have spent time over there. My son was born there. Petey Payroll coached there for a number of years. John Simon played there, John Carr played there. So we have a number of people on our staff that have a history there. Louisiana Tech's a tremendous place. I really enjoyed the 2 years I was there and look forward to going over there and playing a really good football team and us giving ourselves a chance to win.
Should you guys come away with a win, would that make it kind of a, I don't know, extra sweet if you guys go there to a place where you guys have some...
Right now, it doesn't matter who we're playing. What would make it sweet is for our guys to be able to sing the fight song in the locker room after a game. But we've got to do the things that give us that opportunity early in the game to give ourselves that feeling of like, okay, here we go, okay, on a positive note, and force them to make plays, which we have not done the last 3 weeks.
Coach, it seems like every time one of the quarterbacks, be it Bridgeford or Mullins, walks off the field, Cole Weeks is the first guy to dap him up, first guy to say something to him. Can you talk about how his leadership has still kind of resonated in the locker room?
Well, he's on our Unity Council, and he wants to be a coach someday, and he's a very positive person, really is. And so I think he understands his role. We talk about all the time embracing your role. I think he embraces that. Does he like it? No. Would he rather be playing? Yes. Would he like an opportunity to play? Yes. But that's not his role. His role is to be our third-team quarterback and assist any way he can on and off the field, and I think he's done a great job with that.
You talk about flying around, and in the past you talked about how freshmen and newcomers, sometimes they have to think, and that slows them down a little bit. So how do you get them to flying around when they're still trying to think?
That's the hardest thing when you have young players or inexperienced players. They don't trust what they see. So when you don't trust what you see, you don't react as fast, and your confidence level isn't as high. And all you can do is continue to do the same things. We can't change what we do. That'll never build confidence, because they'll never have success on the practice field and then be able to carry that over to the games. That's the only thing you can do, is continue to give the same looks, keep the same system, keep moving forward, and then ultimately it's got to translate to the field.
I could be just imagining this, but did you guys swap tackles, flip-flop them during the game Saturday?
We did some, yes.
Okay. And then
Yeah, offensively, you're talking defensively.
offensively and defense.
No, we did not flip them offensively. We
Okay.
did not. Defensively, our tackles do flip at times.
Is that common?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's common.
In your coaching career and playing career, have you ever gone through a dry spell like this?
No, thank goodness. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, you put your name on something, player and a coach, and you haven't tasted victory, which is everything you do it for. Of course, it's hard. I mean, I don't know if there's anything been any harder in my life in coaching in 25 years of having to deal with it. But that is what it is. We've earned 8 losses. It's the way it is, and no one's coming to rescue us. No one's going to feel sorry for us. No one cares. They just want us to figure out how we can play better and give ourselves a chance to win. So you bet it's hard. I mean, there's no way around it. But that's what when you go into this profession, that's what you decide to do. Good or bad, man, this is it. And the guys you decide to coach, and that's what you have. And so the bottom line is we have to find a way to coach it better and play better.
Coach, I mean, I'm sure you probably haven't been on a team with this many freshmen starting or getting playing time, and as a team, you probably see progression gradually, but individually, do you ever see moments where you see something click with one of the young players, and he gets it now, just in the game, just through their experience playing?
Sometimes you see certain things that you feel that way, and then there's other times where they regress, where you think they're starting to build, and yet their body wears down a little bit, and they see a different look, and they haven't had as much experience with it, or and they don't have as much resolve. I mean, they don't have enough vested in this program to have that kind of resolve. They just got here. They're still trying to figure out, where I go to class and where I eat and girls, and so you're struggling that way in a lot of ways. But I've seen progress with our guys understanding where they need to get and how hard they have to work to get there. And everybody's doing the exact same thing. Everybody has the same goal in mind. I mean, their coaches are paid to find a way to score and stop us, and their players are on the same mission we are. It's not as if we're playing somebody that doesn't have that same mission. So now, how do we find a way with our players and our coaches to do it better than they do it? Irregardless of talent, how do we do it better than they do it? Because ultimately, if you rely on talent, then I'm in the wrong business here, okay? We can never blame it on our players. We have to find a way to get our players to do it better and for us to coach it better, irregardless of what we have in the room. That's our job.